3, 2, 1.
What is going on, Southwest ISD? How are you all doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. My name is Brandon Medina. That is your athletic director, Mr. Peter Wagner. This is Scoreboard. The Scoreboard podcast is your premier spot for all things Southwest ISD athletics. We have a fun show today, man.
We do.
Yeah,
I except that I'm offended.
Oh, what happened?
You just offended me.
I didn't mean to.
But
Before we
you
went
did.
on, there was a conversation.
You were mean.
Yeah, fair enough. You know what it is because I'm juiced up, man. We got Joe Marsh relays.
Yeah.
That's why I'm excited, because the Joe Marsh relays have returned back. So you said the relays have been going on since
there's people. I mean, there's people watching this or listening to this that probably know better than I. But you know that a while back we switched to doing it on weekdays at night. But this thing used to start at my first couple of years in 2006. Yeah. 2007, somewhere in there. We ran this sucker on Saturdays, and it started at 8 a.m. and we had prelims and we had finals, and you ate, you had a lunch and all kinds of stuff like that. It was an all-day thing. Now it's like we struggle to get people to just come and run off the long jump and everything. So track's changed a lot, but it's still a pretty cool meet. I got to call Coach Marsh last week. I was like, "Hey, Coach Marsh, you gonna be here at your own track meet?
Your own track, yeah.
Are you gonna be here at your track meet?" And he's like, "Oh, is that next week already?" I was like, "Yeah, it's on January 31st." And that's a lot of what we're talking about right now is because of the testing schedule in the UIL. Right. They backed up track to where track starts. This is the first week for track meets. We used to not start a first track meet until middle to late February. Yep. Like it's an actual spring sport. And now because of testing, they backed it all the way up to where our first track meet is January 31st. Like we're halfway done with the track season by the time February is over.
Man, that's crazy.
And yeah, it's nuts. And I would argue that it's not really a great thing for kids the way that the UIL did that. But
and is only track affected? Or
what happened was they moved track back. And then they extended tennis to like basically the entire second semester of school. Oh, wow. Because they don't their district competition doesn't start until the end of April.
Gotcha.
And so the district track meet is the district track meets like March or April 1st, April 2nd, and that end of March, early April. And so you get 8 track meets. So you just kind of count back and you skip spring break, and so that's how you get your start date. And so, here we are. Man, but as I said, when we start on February 22nd sometimes or 16th or whenever it usually is,
cold. It's
usually like 23 degrees outside. Now we're doing it on January 31st, and it's going to be a balmy 72.
70, yes. It's going to be like a rough one.
Completely different and stuff. But excited about it today and look forward to we got East Central, Wagner, Medina Valley.
Man. Is this one of the last times we're going to see Medina
Legacy,
Valley?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Legacy, Southwest, and then you got Burbank, Lee, and I'm missing one group that I can't remember.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of schools. It's a lot of schools
coming. We got 8 schools.
We
got JV, varsity, boys and girls. So we'll be there. Cool. Start at 4:45 today and probably end around 9 or 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I will say the reason we opened up with it, the Joe Marsh relays are one of the most predominantly known events that happen throughout the calendar year, where you hear Joe Marsh relay, and anybody who's gone to school here, at least within the past,
thinks back to, oh man, I got to make sure I turn on my signal light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you already know it's going to be a very packed time here on the campus. But I mean, like you said, these athletes are going to be out here. This is a full day. It's a full day.
Full day today.
So it's going to be an exciting time. Additionally, it starts off the track season, like you said, we're way early than normal. But also we have baseball and softball season coming in. How exciting is it for you as an athletic director to see this year? Obviously we have expectations and we'll get into those, but you look at baseball and softball to be able to finally kind of premierly show off this new field and this new technology that we're going to be having. And, we're having the scoreboards getting put in, stuff like that. Like, how exciting is it for you to kind of create a new sports environment for fans and attendees?
I think it's more a testament to the support we get from our upper administration, from Dr. Ball and Mr. Crisp and that whole crew, but even more so and far more so, our school board. It's the last day of board appreciation month, but we have an amazing school board that supports us. They're really one group that are amazing, and that if you ask, they're going to ask good questions, and then if you show a need, then they're going to find a way. And that was kind of this thing. If you look at the fields, the turf was just not about hey, let's do something really cool. It was a matter of there's a shortage. It's harder to find maintenance workers, grounds crew, things like that. So you just took about all kinds of hours of mowing and painting and overseeding and things like that. I was talking to Coach Hernandez and the baseball coaches and everything, and I was just like, how many hours did you just get back in your life for your family, for things like that? Because what people don't realize is baseball and softball coaches, the amount of time they spend dragging, raking, fixing the batter's boxes, the pitching mound, all of that kind of stuff is a lot of time. And getting all that time back for themselves and their family, and that allows us to recruit. If those people move on, they recruit great people and stuff. But to keep great people like we have right now as well, and doing those things, that kind of support is amazing. And then you take just when people come, they're just like, wow, Southwest, and you hear this across the city. Southwest does things right.
Yeah.
I was talking to Stan Lang from Northside, and we're at our AD's meeting. They're like, well, thanks a lot, Coach Wagner, for this. Now we all got to get video boards and everything else like that. And so, because of our school board and leadership, we lead the way in San Antonio in a lot of things when it comes to that. Well, so kudos to them, really.
And what's interesting is I think, and it's definitely not a criticism, I think, of anybody. I think it was just the fact of the matter is, looking at specifically, let's say, like, you take football alone, right? Mm-hmm. We are one of the few districts who are pretty successful. I mean, we've been in the playoffs, specifically Southwest. What is it, 17 years now? 18 now in a row? I mean, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. And other school districts with not the same similar record and stuff had school boards, and specifically just football alone, right? You look at that. So we say, okay, we got to catch up to the curve on that. But then you catch up, and then you kind of go, okay, well, now we're going to just lead the way and pave the way everywhere else. And so,
but I think there's something to that too. Is not just paving the way, but at Southwest we understand that it's not just football.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That the soccer, the kids are getting it at soccer. I mean, you look at it. We didn't have to put a video board at the complex. No, not a lot of people would do that, but our kids play soccer there, so we're going to put a video board there too. At Legacy, they'll have theirs for soccer and football and track and all that kind of stuff. And it makes
moments bigger too.
Correct.
Like, it makes that whole environment different.
Right. And then we said, you know what? It's not just about football. It's about softball. It's about baseball. It's about basketball.
Not only the video boards,
volleyball.
You put in the turf and softball and baseball too. I mean,
exactly. And so it's about all of our kids.
Right.
All of our kids are important. The work that they put in is equal to each other. For their purpose, for their mission, for the things that we're about. And again, that falls back on the school board, and you can take that across the way, right? We added unified sports. We got next Wednesday, got our first unified basketball game, Fire and Armor basketball game for unified. You take the Penguin Project. Like, I would argue that there's if there is any, there are no students, left behind necessarily, as you would say. Like, we take care of all of ours, and I think that that's a testament to our school board and to our upper leadership that, hey, this is going to be important. Let's take care of all of these people.
Well, and you spoke about kind of coaches getting back some of their time in baseball and softball, especially with those fields. And I think not only that, there's a care about health as well that's involved with the students too, right? You play on those rough fields in rough conditions after rainy weather, whatever the case. Your chances of injury, dramatically increase as well. And so I think it's twofold, right? You get it's a prettier, shinier thing to look at, and then also you're hoping that the pace of play stays consistent, as well as hopefully injuries become less.
Well, and it's safer, but it's also we get better because we're one of the only groups. You know, you look at like Northside has a turf field. You know, Somerset does, and so now that we're kind of similar to them, but not many people did. We had people calling us to use our field to scrimmage last weekend.
Before we even used
I was like, no, we haven't even gotten on our own field yet. No, but we got to. If you talk to our baseball and softball coaches and everybody, they're like, yeah, coach, we got to practice all week last week. It rained. Once it stopped raining, we were ready to go. Like there's people that last week that didn't get on their field until Monday.
Yep.
And we had 4 practices ready to go, infield, outfield, the whole shebang. We're off and running. So how much better did our kids get
just with those 4 days?
Just for those 4 days that other people didn't because of what our district invested in.
Exactly. And so we're very much excited to see the investments continue, not only in just athletics everywhere across the district, like Coach Wagner said, from Penguin Project to more. And so I think
what a great show that was, by the way. I got to see that, and that was amazing.
Awesome show.
Kudos to Mr. Flores and Dr. Hogan and everybody.
Yeah, Carl Dickerson did an incredible job also, just producing that. And so I think shout out to the students, of course, first and foremost. But we had a fun time on the red carpet and all that good stuff. Go check out social media for more of that coverage and recap and all that good stuff. But looking at switching gears, we had talked about the Joe Marsh relays and the start of track season. We talked about the excitement of baseball and softball.
So to end track season, what it means is it's the beginning of Anthony Zapata season.
That's right. So get ready. Every show, Anthony Zapata. I mean, listen, you could definitely make a game of how many times, if you're taking bets, I promise you, it's minus 1,000 that we're going to mention his name for sure at least once. And not only him and his sister, right? I mean, the family as a whole is pretty talented over there. Yeah. But we're excited to talk about specifically our aquatic center, another great investment that our board and district have put into that we're starting
to see the results.
Yeah, you're seeing dividends being paid immediately almost after we've just begun.
So we first of all hosted the district swim meet this last week. And our district is different than in all the other sports and swimming. So it's Bernie Champion, who's a perennial state powerhouse, Medina Valley, and then our 2 schools. And so in the past, Medina Valley would kind of roll over everybody, or it'd be Medina, or obviously Bernie Champion and stuff like that. This year, I think the biggest headline is that both the Titans and the Dragons came in behind. I think it was in the boys, the Titans came in second and the Dragons came in third, and the girls, the Dragons came in second and the Titans came in third. Gotcha. And everything. And I think there was one big one that would have made a difference, and one of our relays got disqualified in the Titans, but in the girls it would have made a big difference too. But had all kinds of things. So I'm going to read through our regional qualifiers real fast.
Sure thing.
And then go through a couple of highlights. So regional qualifiers for the Lady Dragons are Alyssa Alejos, Viola Magruder, Brittany Martinez Cordova, Hannah McCosker, Naya Rodifer, Victoria Cifuentes, and Cynthia Solis. For the boys, you got Bernie Battles, Aiden Diaz, Justin Gonzalez, James Kipp, Aaron Lopez, Nicholas Manzano, Riley Milligan, and Sebastian Solis. We had a new school record for the Dragons already. And the girls 200 medley relay, so that means you do the free, the fly, the breaststroke, and the backstroke. And you have breaking an 11-year-old record is what that record was. So already doing that, and I would expect that a lot of these records are going to start falling in the near future. But also had 2 top 3 finishers. We'll be talking a lot probably in the next few weeks about Aiden Diaz, because he might be the very first to really put us on the map with our aquatic center. He's in the favorites to go to state and be a regional medalist.
How awesome! And
then in the girls 200 individual medley, which means you have to do all 4 of them.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so you have to do that, and that would be Naya Rutherford. Got 3rd place. So
shout out to Naya, man.
So big time shout out to Naya. And then Gotta find the other. Gotta go to the other one. now.
Medley.
A moment, real quick. All right, here we go. The Titans.
The Titans.
The Titans had a great meet as well. You had qualifying for regionals is Daniel Espino, Brandon Moreno, Rockbello Rios, Angel Verasami, Nathan Vasquez, David Vergara, Carlos Flores, Ada Almazan, Jalissa Del Goyado. Man, we got some like multiple syllables here that I'm having to roll through, man.
You're doing your best.
Hooked on Phonics is struggling right now. Emily Friesenhahn, Ashley Laredo, Madeline Trong Him, Kaylee Villa, and Vanessa Puente. And so they are that regionals. Regionals is coming up on February 9th and 10th.
Names right there.
It's strong ending, right? Thank you very much. And so the Titans also had many school records broken, along with the boys team that made history by placing district runner-up for the first time in school history, and a whole lot of regional qualifiers. So excited about them, and I think that the next goal now and for our swim teams is, getting kids to that, because we're in a pretty tough region.
Yeah.
And with Smithson Valley and the New Braunfels schools and Bernie, and I think we have a shot to get 3 or 4 kids into to the regional finals, which is the top 8 in the region, and that's just with 2 years. And we have multiple kids who are in our middle school program
who are going to be coming up,
who are already making it to regionals.
That's crazy.
And so, already seeing big dividends. Great job to Rini Rodriguez and his staff and everybody at the Aquatic Center for building that. And if you want to come out and see them on February 9th, that's a Friday, and 10th, that's the finals at our own Southwest ISD Aquatic Center. We're hosting the regionals.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun time.
Good times.
I will say I wanted to take a quick pivot, and this is actually one of the first time we've gotten requests for something on the show.
Oh.
Yeah, so this happened recently on social media, and I want to give a quick shout-out, not only because it is a very special sport, but one that I was involved in when I was here on campus as a student. Talk to us a little bit. Someone asked if we could talk a little bit about golf. And with there at the Aquatic Center, we have right behind
the golf center.
Another investment for our golf programs. Talk to us about kind of golf and what your expectations are for kind of this full year of 2024.
So we're just getting started with golf too. So they're starting their spring season. You have a 2-time regional qualifier in Savannah Blanco at Southwest that's really even – she's put more time into it to get going. And you talk to Coach Milligan, and the girls team is poised to maybe be the first team ever to make regionals as a team. Wow. I don't know that I'd have to ask the people, the community out there, but in my time, we've struggled to even have a team. Yeah. In terms of you have to have 4 or 5 people, and we may have one girls team that may be in the top 2 or 3 in the district, and then we have possibly 2 boys teams.
Wow.
That
That's
are
awesome.
going, but we have one boys team that they'll have 5, so you can drop your worst score each day and things like that.
Yeah, I was always the 5th. You know what I mean? Hey, you let me know. You let me know.
Yeah, you're the 5th cart carrier.
We need to fill this spot.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about what dropping your score. Just go have fun.
We're worried about you walking 18 holes.
That's what it was.
About?
Exactly. After 10, I was like,
Brandon would get to the bottom of the hill and like, I'm gonna need a cart.
Yeah, if we were playing with South Center, whatever, I was like, listen, brother, do we really gotta be honest about these scores? Just give me the 6, I'll give you the 5.
We'll take the UIL 9 and move on with life. That's what we call that.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah. So really excited about them. But in the Titans, Coach Trevino is having is really building that program. We have a couple of freshmen that we have one freshman that'll probably fight to get out to regionals at Legacy, and then and so we're really excited about our golf teams getting going.
Awesome.
And so they're getting started. We host our own golf tournaments in mid-February at the Alsatian Golf Course. So we're excited about those things.
Very nice. Yep. Love Alsatian.
Shout out to those who are ringing out the show. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We had a request come in, and I wanted to bring it up. I didn't mean to throw you for a loop, but I was just
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, I got a text about it right now that we're recording from somebody here in the office. They're like, "Hey, don't forget, we got a message on Facebook." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And so, very, very cool. Obviously, we have more than just the two listeners that we sometimes think.
This is the busiest time. Last night, if you went to Legacy, this is what was going on. You had the team going to a powerlifting meet. Baseball had practice. Softball was scrimmaging Jay. The girls' soccer team was playing McCollum out there.
Oh, man.
And then the boys' basketball team was at home playing South San in the biggest game in the district. All at the same time.
Wow.
And stuff.
Looked like it was a normal day at school. Like
Normal day at the office. And you come to Southwest, and you go to Southwest, and the boys are blowing McCollum out of the gym.
Yeah.
And then the softball team scrimmaging O'Connor. And then the boys soccer team is beating beat Win 4-1.
Nice.
So I mean, like and then today we got the Joe Marsh Dragon Relay. So everything's going on right now.
Yep. It is a busy time here at Southwest ISD. And I know I gotta get running here soon, but I wanted to talk first about soccer, basketball, right? Soccer, where do things stand? What are
the soccer can go quick.
Okay, go for it.
It's like this. We just started district.
Mm-hmm.
Both Dragons teams won. The girls won 10-2, and the boys won 4-1 over Eagle Pass Win.
Gotcha.
Did not get a boys score from McCollum, I think the girls took one on the chin. The Titans, but I know for a fact they'll be back and everything. So I think that going into district, you're looking at 4 teams that will be vying to get in the playoffs. Nice. And legitly. Now, when you get to basketball, also quick is the Dragons. Let's start with the team that is
the team that I would say the team to beat, but nobody's beating them.
I think here's the highlights. At the end of the first quarter yesterday, it was 14-14.
Yeah.
At halftime, they went on a 34-4 run in the second quarter.
Oh my goodness! Gracious.
And they were up by 30. Yes, at halftime. By the end of the game, I think they won 93-40 to 93-43.
34-4 run?
Yes.
They scored
34 points in the second quarter to McCollum's 4.
4.
Yes.
The entire quarter.
Yes. 34-4.
What was the
one of
score?
Those ended with Josiah McDonald going through his legs, driving the lane, throwing it off the backboard, and dunking it.
Oh goodness, the little back to Papa action.
Yes, he threw his own alley oop. He threw it to himself like Bugs Bunny.
You're watching Harlem Globetrotters in the gym.
Yes. And then the Titans had a great game. They're a young team, but great game. Missed a couple of big shots so they lost by 5 to
what did they put
South
up?
San.
What did Southwest put up? What was what the end score was?
I think it was 93 to they won by 50. 93-43, I think, something like that.
Let me just say this, right?
They scored 99 the date on Friday.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that. That's wild. Okay, so just to laugh about it a little bit, okay? I'm a basketball fan and I have a league pass for the NBA, right? On Monday, the Hornets scored 92. Okay, so the Southwest Dragons
in twice as much time.
And then you look at, days before that, Portland Trailblazers scored 94. So, I mean, you're looking at some NBA numbers getting put up by the Southwest Dragons in half the time.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're a pretty good basketball team.
Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit last time too. And the boys. Here's the big news on the girls' side is the Lady Titans beat South San. There's 2 games left. They have a 2-game lead. I got to check the Medina Valley score. I'm gonna guess that Medina Valley didn't win because I think they were playing Harlandale or something like that.
That's a good squad.
But once we see that, if they lost, then the Titans at least wrapped up a play-in game for the 4th spot.
Right.
And with one, their magic number becomes 1 to make the playoffs. So the Titans they're cruising into the driver's seat right now to win and you're in and everything. So we should have one we have a very good chance of having 3 out of the 4 basketball teams in the playoffs as well.
That's great. That's what we want to hear.
So we got that. We got one really important thing to talk about.
Go for it. And I have something I was going to ask you, so maybe this is the same thing. Go ahead.
What are you going to ask me?
Well, no, you go ahead and ask.
We're going to talk about realignment.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you.
Okay,
have we had
good.
any news about realignment? Or
Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, it comes out.
Is there any rumors swirling?
There's all kinds of rumors. I mean, there's rumors all the time.
Yeah,
but
so any rumors that you can share that you feel like comfortable sharing?
We can prognosticate. Have you done any of your study?
Well, no, listen.
Have you studied it all?
100%.
You're a liar.
Yeah. I know that Medina Valley's probably not going to be in because they're moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That.
I know that
that took a lot of skill.
We will be
in
out somewhere, right? I know that. So I know Medina Valley's out. We're in somewhere.
Okay.
So that's where
Captain
we're at.
Obvious over here.
What are you hearing? Because I know you said John Jay's a possibility.
I think it's a high possibility that John Jay
that hasn't happened
will be,
since 2010s, right? Like that's so
we
wild.
haven't been in. We've never been in.
I know we
since
scrimmaged
we have
them,
been
but
here.
as far as
since I have been here in 18 years, we have not been in the same district as Jay. We've played them a lot and everything.
Years? Really?
Yes,
Oh,
but
wow.
I don't know.
That's like close.
I'm
going to
say probably the last time we were in the same district as Jay was probably late 90s. Early 2000s, maybe.
And I mean, they're not far away from each other. They're
no,
close.
but they've always been with Northside, and
Yeah.
so it's kind of like they already had too many teams.
Yeah.
So
any rumors swirling that way?
I think that you're going to find in football, it's not going to change a whole lot. I think it's going to be you're going to see it as R2, the 3 from Laredo, Eagle Pass win, Southside,
Corpus,
probably South San, and Jay, and so it could possibly be a 9-team district. I know that I can tell you right now that we're very, very confident that I can tell you the Dragons will open up with Harlandale, probably on the road, and the Titans will. I think they're going to open up with Jefferson at home, and then the second game for the Dragons will be against Lockhart.
that's
possibly at home.
Pretty much, I think there's the same thing this year. Right?
Yeah, for them it's pretty much the same thing, and then the Titans will take on Lee, probably away.
Okay, nice. We used to play Lee.
It's kind of what we're looking at right now. If we get to an 8-team district, then the Dragons may or may not. That starts getting into like how many teams are in your district and how many non-district games do you have, things like that. So we'll get into some of that, and then the non-football district is what is going to be very interesting, because that could be the district we're in pretty much. Throw Jay in instead of Medina Valley and move on, or what the rumors are is that we're going to end up looking like our football district, where we're going to Laredo, and we get rid of a bunch of teams and they send the Harlandales to someplace else, and we end up going to Laredo a bunch. So there's two kind of like, we don't know what's going on with that because of the way that the Corpus schools ended up, and there's a lot more teams down in the valley now in 5A.
Well, we'll have a lot more information for you next week once we
next week we'll be able to say exactly what's going on.
All righty.
9 o'clock if you're interested. 9 o'clock on the UIL website. You can see all of those things.
On Thursday.
Tomorrow.
I got
yes.
you. All righty. Sounds good. Well, February 1st is going to start off with a bang, February.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see what's happening. But until then, we look forward to welcoming you all back next week. Continue to send in anything you want to hear more of.
Yeah.
I mean, continue to send it. That's great information for us to follow and to really maneuver into the show. And so we really have fun doing this for you all. And we're glad to know that people are listening and tuning in. And so
yeah, that's kind of nice, right?
Yeah, it's nice. So with that, I am Brandon Medina. That is Peter Wagner. This has been the Scoreboard Podcast, another episode in the books. Thank you so much for tuning in. Continue to share the podcast with friends and family and support all of the incredible student athletes here at Southwest ID. And as always, we end the show with 3 big words, and that is, we are
Southwest.
3, 2, 1.